Hi and good evening everyone. Today my topic is my idea of the GM foods. People have different views on GM foods. Some accept them, but others have strong feeling against them. So the government has to play an important role in dealing with the issue of GM foods. And I think the most important role that the government should be is the teacher. In my opinion, the government is like the teacher because of these 2 points. First, teacher controls students in the class, and so does the government. The government has to control all the GM foods in Taiwan. Second, the teachers know a lot of knowledge, and so does our government. The government has to know a lot of knowledge about GM food. In the end, I think people should always change with the times. And whether you love GM food or not, maybe GM food will be the fashion in the future. Thank you all for listening.
My name is Xu Hanyi. My number is 25. Today my topic is about GM food. I think researchers should do the test first to see whether the GM food is harmful to our body or not. If it does, then the controller should use its power to decide that we can't sell the GM food. So we can know the government needs the correct information of the GM food. If the reporter says it's not harmful for our bodies, then I think the government does nothing and allowing customers to make their own decisions. In my opinion, GM food is cheap and it looks better than the non-GM food, but others say that GM food is harmful to our body. So if there is a scientific report about the influence of the GM food to our body, our thinking of GM food will surely have a big change in our mind.
My name is Wu Jiasen. My number is 40. Today, my topic is which role or roles that you think are best for governments about GM foods. I think the government should be the third party that does nothing, allowing consumers to make their own decisions. For example, some consumers will buy GM foods because they are cheaper than non-GM foods. But the other thing, there are a lot of unknown objects in GM foods. That's all. Thanks for listening.
My name is Zhong Lianru. My number is 30. Today I want to tell about my view of GM food. There are almost 7 billion people in the world, and there will be more and more people in the future. The food will be not able to provide these people. To solve this problem, scientists have found a way. They use technology to increase the harvest of farming productions. And these farming productions are called genetically modified food. Although GM food is much more cheaper and better tasting than non-GM food, but I think that I will choose non-GM food.
Good evening. My name is Deng Yongwei. Today I want to talk about GM food. GM food means genetically material food. GM food is, in my opinion, GM food is not healthy at all. Although it tastes good and it's cheaper than non-GM food. if government wants to deregulate the market of GM food, I think they should post the ingredient label to the citizen so that the citizen can decide whether they should buy it or not. I think it also government should take this issue seriously and do it in a positive way instead of doing nothing. Thank you for
My name is Taiwan. I'm number 14. If I see GM tomatoes and non-GM tomatoes at the supermarket, I prefer to buy non-GM tomatoes. Though GM tomatoes are cheaper and better tasting than non-GM tomatoes, I think they are harmful for our body because they are unnatural. Scientists use technology to produce them more quickly and change their genetical material. So I believe non-GM tomatoes are better for our body. Many countries are starting to produce GM food. They can produce more food from keeping them alive.
GM foods. In my opinion, I agree with the GM foods because it can help for country to make more money and also serve the problem that we don't have enough money. In important things, you can let the life things by changing just GM in the nature. They will make a big trouble.
No monkey business.
Well, if you do that, we don't know that will make. But we don't know but who knows in the future.
I'm number 5. Today my topic is what role should the government play in the issue of GM foods? In my opinion, GM foods are not good things for our bodies. But in the other hand, GM foods are very important for some people. Most of the time, I think government can be a third party. Most of the time, I think government should be the third party of this issue. Because each person in a country have different points of view of the GM foods.
Today I'm going to talk about genetically modified foods. And to be straight, I think the government should play both the roles of controller and researchers. Because consumers might not be able to tell if the foods they buy are GM foods or not, because they may look all the same in the outside, but only part of the food products label the source of the ingredients. So consequently, I think the government should take the responsibility to reduce the public's worries by making out some market regulations. And it is still controversial whether GM foods are harmful to the human bodies, but at least there's still no actual cases. And thank you.
GM food. I think researchers should test if the GM food is harmful to human's body, so that people can decide they will eat it or not. As to me, I'm not really care if it is GM food or not. The GM food isn't harmful to my body, and it is much cheaper and more tasty than non-GM food. I think I'll surely choose the GM food. Indeed, that's it.